1. Okay. Three, two, one. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Before we get started, as always, I want to give a shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to in pre-stream here. This is Dreamer by Declan DP. You can find their information in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Thank you to Declan and everybody like them who makes other free-to-use or low-cost assets for us streamers so we can have better streams. Thank you very much. Hacha! Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I am Deuscain, your variety type streamer for the night. And tonight, after my bout with COVID, which is still being a bit of a pain in the ass, we are going to be returning to Tavern Talk, a fantasy-themed visual novel in which it's coffee talk in fantasy times. It's very good, though. I like it a lot. Cute characters. Love them much. I've been doing voices. I won't be doing voices tonight, though. My poor throat. My poor throat. But anyway, before we get started on that, I am going to do a little bit of just chatting time here at the beginning, like I like to do. So, yeah. But, hello, Rabby. Hello, Labris. Thank you for joining me. I saw you there. I saw you there pre-streaming. Much appreciated. But, it is a new week. And it has been one day since I streamed, so I don't have a whole lot extra to add. Had a great time yesterday with Dan the Draconian. Oh, I should shout out Dan. Can I spell correctly? Yes. But yes, I did a Just Chatting collab with Dan the Draconian yesterday. Ironically, my first name is also Dan, so we do a Dan and Dan collab every now and again when we just chat and talk about current events and gossip and things and stuff. We're trying to do it a little bit more often because this last one was like 3 months between the two, and yeah. But yeah, so that was a fun thing did yesterday, and yeah, if you missed Friday's stream, I had COVID all last week. That's why I had to skip Monday's stream last week, because I was in a bad way. And it did not feel good at all. Man. But no, feeling a lot better now compared to where I was last week. So, oh, good me. So yeah. Much improved. Got him better. Thank you, Robbie. But it has been a surprisingly long day. I was having like a nice quiet morning at work, and then like I came back from lunch and I'm kind of like settling back into things, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from work, and it's somebody that's just like, my computer's broken, it's fucked up, we need you to come in right away. And I'm like, so about that, COVID quarantine time is 10 days. I'm 5 days in. Nope. And I was on the phone with a customer for an hour this afternoon trying to finagle something that had fixed itself before, like while I was on the phone with them. But they're like, well, what if it comes back? I'm like, it probably will, buddy. It probably will. Like, let me just try and do some updates and see if we can't get this to work properly. And yeah. They didn't. They did probably like fuck all to help, but I tried. And turns out I took so long like trying to help this guy and get everything worked on that my boss, who did not assign the work to me, my boss took one look and went, "Oh, let's give this to another team and take it away from Deus." So I'm there like putting in my notes while somebody else is also working on the ticket. I'm like, oh boy. We are efficient. Except for the parts where we're hideously not. Yeah. So, I spent most of the afternoon on that because literally I got the ticket assigned to me, but I literally got the call because the customer, like, I guess called in and filed it at like 1 and then was in such a panic by like 1:30 because of what was going on, that they reached out to like the local facilities guy in the building they were in, which is a person I work with regularly, and he has my personal number, so he just called me on my phone. And I'm just like, hey, what's up? I know you wouldn't call unless it was important. So and so's here and this shit's broke. I'm like, again? Didn't I just fix that? Well, it broke again. Oh, god damn it. You got a ticket for it? No. Oh, let us know when you have a ticket for it. Okay. Sounds like the guy's battery in his computer is just defective or messed up or something. So, it's over with the right team to get that fixed. So. Yes. What other fantastical things do I have to share with you today? I took out some trash. No, as an IT tech, I feel that, but I will. But I'm like, this will take 5 minutes. Don't worry about a ticket. See, I worked at a place that was bad enough that I'm like, you know, file your tickets beforehand. Like, you can go through the proper steps. Granted, this guy's basically, his computer wasn't detecting his battery anymore and was just slowly draining something. It was reporting the battery status, but it wouldn't see it to charge. So yeah, he's on a bit of a short leash, but also like it started happening this morning, and the guy like called in at 1. So like, question. Yes. You got Dell docking stations? We sure do, Robbie. We sure do. So, docking station firmware update? Is that what I'm looking at here? Nope. Okay. Unplug the back of the power, plug it back in. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like an IT thing. Well, what's weird is the guy brought it into the office and it was doing the same thing there. So I don't think it was his setup at home. He either, I think, has a bad port on his laptop, or just the battery itself is fucked up. Because this guy was also like plugging in a maybe not entirely approved monitor into his laptop that was powered through USB-C. So I think he fucked up his battery by basically charging it and aggressively draining it at the same time. His USB could be going bad. Yeah, I figure it's the USB or the battery. He's probably just going to get a new laptop, which he doesn't want because he has a whole bunch of software. And he's like, yeah, it was really hard to like get all my stuff on there. And I'm like, well, you probably should get a virtual machine then, because if it breaks a third time, or if it breaks another time and you have a virtual machine, we'll just give you a new laptop and all your stuff will still be there. So it's fine. I don't know if he wants that. He's debating it. USB-C is the most fragile thing on earth. Yeah, people also treat their stuff rough. Because they like, I've absolutely seen people who disconnect from USB-C by pulling out and down. Or just pulling down. It's like, no. Straight out. Straight out. This is not an electrical socket with like an actual good-ass cable. This is delicate electronics. Quit fucking with it. But in the end, at the end of the day, the ticket was no longer my responsibility. I put my notes in. I indicated it was a repeat issue from something I've seen before. I indicated I contacted him and got him working again, so he's not broken right now. I included all of his warranty information. I included my troubleshooting. Yeah, it takes 10 seconds. You'd be surprised after like a power surge. Yeah, that could be it. Because I think the first time he had this, he's like, was it the 0365 update we got the other day? And I'm like, no, it wasn't. Shut the fuck up. It 100% was not that. Stop blaming it on Office. I know you guys don't like the subscription Office. It's not that. It's never that. And this time he's like, well, I got this email about an update. And maybe that was it. And like, I'm looking at this guy's inbox. I'm like, man, you got 3,000 emails in your inbox and you're digging through subfolders. You don't know where whatever this message is, and you don't know what you're talking about. Like, just don't tell me how to do my job. Please don't. Like, there's a short list of things we can do to fix it. Like, we can try things, we can not try things. It's whatever, man. But yeah, so that was my fun afternoon where like dealing with that took up most of my time and energy. So I did, right before stream, find out that I got news back on a commission I had out there, and I am super happy with this. I actually gave them a tip afterwards, which is a thing you can do on VGen. You can tip them. They call it something weird and different, but yes, you can give them a tip. So like, I tipped them, I think it was between 15 and 20% of the price. It was $15. It wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't a super expensive commission, but it was still a nice little like, hey, I really love this. Thank you so much. I'm super happy. Gave you a tip. Because, you know, a little pep in someone's step. Also, I would love to work with this person again. They were wonderful. So, yeah. And I tested it and tried it out, and it worked great. So, huzzah. But I can't show you. It is a secret for now. You'll see it eventually. But also, I did finally today download that new Mech Break playtest game. I have to try that. Maybe I need to like get like a collab running with Labs or somebody and jump into Mech game and mech the game or something. I don't know. But I'll try it. I'll check it out. Labs likes that idea. She chimed in right away. But other than that, like I haven't been playing. Well, actually, I did pick up one game and start playing it last night. I got a game a while back that I was either gonna play for like Halloween last year, or play earlier this year, and I ended up not. But it's called Solstice. Soul spelled S-O-U-L. Yeah, I don't know. It was framed like it's supposed to be a Soulsborne, but it's like more of a hack and slash Devil May Cry kind of thing. I'm finding it a little lackluster at the moment, if I'm being perfectly honest. But I might give it a shot just for like a palate cleanser or something. I've been craving something in my personal gaming time, and I don't know what. I think I need to play something for me. I have no clue what it's gonna be. So I don't think Solstice is what I was looking for. I'm gonna have to keep looking. Also, that's gonna get interesting this month because boy oh boy did I overspend. My budget this month is already in shambles. So I had 2 VTuber commissions, a VTuber merch order, and a surprise COVID test, which also interfered with my ability to earn money for a week because I'm a contractor and I don't have vacation time or sick time. So I'm short 1 month or 1 week of income, and I spent a bunch of money on a test. Important test. Very useful test. Super important to do. It's hard not to look at that money and go, damn it. So, who knows? I don't know. I keep debating on whether or not I'm going to pick up Stellar Blade. I saw people playing that, and like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of depth either, but the combat system seems kind of interesting, and visually it just looks amazing. But from what people were saying, it's like the combat's good, the story is a wet paper bag, and that's about it. So maybe that. I just don't know if I feel like paying $60 for a PlayStation exclusive game that does that. We'll see though. There is also that like new Wukong game that's coming out soon. What was it called? Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Oh, it comes out in 7 days. But I actually heard a rumor, and I couldn't confirm this fully myself, but I heard from somebody that I consider a reputable source that apparently the devs had some not great nice things to say about like women more generally, and especially women gamers. So there is a discussion occurring about whether or not to skip this game, or whether from what my friend's gonna do. She says she's either gonna play it offline when she's not streaming, because she is a streamer. She's either gonna not stream the game, or if she does, she is going to baby doll this game to hell and back just as a middle finger to the devs. And he's not going to be a big, strong warrior. He's going to be her little baby girl. And yeah, I have vowed to support her in this. Because yeah, if the rumors are even partially true, this dev's a fucking idiot and a jerk. So we'll see. I have a feeling this is a game that could bring out all the fuckboys though, because I definitely saw people talking about that. Like, what was it called? There was like some kind of consulting agency that was a big deal a while back for like adding inclusivity into games. And then it came out that like they seemed like they did some shady stuff and people got all up in arms about it. It seems like that they weren't allowed on this game, and then that people are like claiming it's an anti-woke game, which, you know, not the greatest crowd to like associate with. So we shall see. But I'll wait till the reviews are out. From what I heard, it's supposed to be like God of War meets Sekiro, which I did not enjoy Sekiro very much, and I'd never really played God of War, so I'm not super impressed by those comparisons. So anyway, let's get Tavern Talk up and running, and then we'll jump into that. That is the wrong one. There we go. Here's the right one. All right. Game audio looks like it's coming through. All right. Act 3, The Twilight Flood. Part 14, Rising Tides. My goodness. So things got a little crazy last time. As you can see, my building is half underwater. Oh, my whole well's underwater. That's going to ruin that. Anyway, it's the 18th day of the astral moon. And as I said earlier, I usually do voices for this. I might pass on that tonight for most of these things, because I don't want to fuck up my throat. Grace? Is Grace here? Good mythical morning to you too, Hex. This isn't funny, Inkeeper. Tell me, is she here? Please tell me she's here. She is. I'll let her know you are too. Thank you. By the dragons, I was worried sick. So sick. She'll be happy to know you're safe and sound too. The flood was enormous. She got caught up in it. Oh, no. I don't even want to begin to imagine. Then don't. How about a drink to calm your nerves? I'm doing the voice anyways. Yes, a drink sounds great. Something that'll untangle my thoughts and help me focus. I'll see what I can do. Hi, Andu. I missed you. Alright. Brain noodle drink. Peak sunrise, maybe? Or... let's just go with a regular sparkling nebula. Good old grape and pineapple drink. Oh, you got little things all over your face. You know what? Pouring one out from my homies. Glub, glub, Andu. Glub, glub. I love that you can do that. Maybe this will help clear your mind. It does, at least a little bit. Thank you, Inkeeper. Hex, good to see you safe and sound. You too, where have you been? Are you alright? Did you get hurt? I'm fine. The Innkeeper and yesterday's superstars took care of me. Just as you took good care of us? The least we could have done was be there for each other. Words are hard. How have you been, dear brother? Did you get hurt? No, but I was worried about you. The whole night, locked in that damn house, all I could think about how the flood might have... Why didn't you tell me we were going to the tavern? I looked everywhere for you. Oh, sorry. I didn't know I needed your permission to go outside. It's not what I'm trying to say. Then what are you trying to say? That you could have gotten hurt and I wouldn't have known? I didn't expect a tsunami to hit Gaia. I don't expect a tsunami to hit Gaia every day. That wasn't in the foreseeable future, Hexy. Uncontrollable things happen, and when they do, we do our best to overcome them. Also, I can protect myself quite well. Still, how was I supposed to know you were safe? I'm an adult, you know. You could try trusting in my capabilities. Also, you could have called or texted Grace. That would have been cool, too. Oh, right, you don't have phones in this universe. We could have sent a bird. I've got a bird up here. We could have sent a bird. Ooh, that window doesn't look good. Anyway. Furthermore, Peace Hour was very useful last semester. Peace Hour? Protective sigils and other remedies. Ah. Also, the tavern itself is well protected by my own brand of sigils. That's at least something. Yes, I'm very thankful for the Innkeeper and his tavern kept me safe. I didn't mean to worry you. I didn't plan on being gone for so long, but then the flood happened. Okay, sure. How have you been holding up? Is the house alright? Apart from some minor damage and some leakage in the roof, I suppose it's fine. I wasn't even aware of the approaching flood until the house's foundation started trembling. I was busy in my workshop, harvesting the essence of Dimension 567 for my research. I hope you didn't rip a hole in the fabric of magic again. I didn't, and even if I did, you couldn't have stopped me. You weren't there after all. Right. But I can scold you now. You won't want to when you find out I actually managed to harvest something. You did? That's amazing. What a huge breakthrough. That would mean... I created a teeny tiny rift to the astral realm and got my hands on some stardust. Well, sort of. Oh. I got an astral shard when the stars fell. Ah, I see. There's still the issue of never knowing exactly what might come through when you open these kinds of rifts. Could be anything or anyone. Like creatures, for example. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, it wouldn't. Because when your sister disappears again, you wouldn't know if she got eaten by a creature or is just out for a stroll. Hex, cut it out. What? We get it, alright? I went away, you were worried. We get it. I'm my own person, I can do what I like. I'm getting tired of this. Well, me too. Then stop. I don't want to fight. Then don't. Sorry. It's fine. We shouldn't spend our time fighting when there are so many more interesting things going on. How about a wee bit of distraction? Oh, we could go outside and see if we can take samples of the floodwater. Exactly. Who knows? Maybe it holds spectacular or rare magical properties. That sounds lit. Maybe it'll help me finish my long-term research project. Possibly. Though to access the primordial vortex, you'd need primordial seawater, I know, but who knows what we'll find. Don't forget to fill me in your research. Theopractically, I'll tell you anything, but only theopractically. I wouldn't have expected anything else. Thank you, Inkeeper, for hosting me night and all. See you soon. Character information unlocked. Hex. Hey, there's the bard again. God, I love this bard. Good morning, you two. Did you sleep well? As well it could be, with sweet song of stormy waves pattering against our windows. So, very well, and with inspiring dreams. I'm glad to hear that. Your impromptu concert certainly helped me sleep. Because it was so boring? No, Fable, it helped calm my nerves. All of our nerves, I think. Not that I have any. You don't have any nerves? Is that a phantasm thing? No, I meant those metaphorical nerves. Oh, you get those too? No, of course not. I'm a boy. Well, yeah, sometimes. Mostly when I have to perform. Isn't that embarrassing? Not really. That'd also make me nervous. Oh, though I have to say, last night performing with you for Grace and the Inkeeper was kind of relaxing. I could just lose myself in the performance without having to worry about what anyone would think of me. Not that I ever do, but it was nice. We should make more music together sometime. Actually, Fable just got started on a new song. Maybe you can collaborate. Really? That would be awesome. Well, I actually... Yes, you're right. That would be awesome. I think working on it together could be fun. Fuck yeah! Except he didn't say fuck, because the magic won't let him. Oh, sorry. Hooray! I'm looking forward to our grand collaboration. And charming you with it, Inkeeper. Alright. You're supposed to say you're looking forward to it. I am very much looking forward to it. That's what I thought. Aren't we going to be cool together? The coolest. Too cool for me to describe. I already know we'd blow you away. I'm counting on it. Enough chit-chat. I should go check up on the village. Maybe someone needs a good song to help cheer them up. I'm sure Baya would love one. I think Baya was probably cheered up by a good flood. But speaking of her, maybe you can hand out some of her spa coupons for me. Sure thing! Her spa rocks. I shall start by enlightening Grace. Is she still here? No, she just left, together with Hax. Something about primordial water. Those wizards. I'll try to catch up to them. See you soon! Don't finish the song without me, Fable. I'll wait for you. Can I get one of those coupons? Sure you can. Just make sure to tell Baya I sent you. Of course. What a strange morning. Or exciting morning? Both, I think. Would you like a drink? Yes. Something that'll help me with both my with writing my song, please. Ooh, I think Fable actually wants a brain drink. Charisma. Damn it. Negative there. Actually, I thought there was one that was positives for both of these, but this will have to do. One of you. And 3 of you. Come here, Andu. Alright. Since I fed Andu in the exact moment I should have been paying more attention to this, I didn't find out if I actually did it right. Here you go, Fable. A drink with 0 primordial water. Maybe. It does taste a little primordial and very delicious. Perfect. You know, last night when I couldn't sleep, I was watching fish swimming by the windows. I just noticed the hand with the spatula? Did we steal that from the merlady? What was her name? Una. It is Una's kind of thing. Oh, wow. Watching fish swimming by the windows. Their scales kept reflecting in the water, making them shift and shimmer like they almost weren't there. I was mesmerized by them. It was like a dream that kept pulling me towards the waves. It was beautiful and haunting. Do you think it looks like that every day somewhere? Isn't that beautiful? That haunting. I think any place we can imagine exists somewhere, if only in our heads. I'd like to see all of those places. I don't think they're all safe to see, Fable. Fable, by the dragons, they're here! Are you alright? Oh no, Care cares. Hey, Seanrail. I'm doing alright. Getting over the COVID, but otherwise doing okay. How you doing? We are in deep Act 3, or we're near the start of Act 3 for Tavern Talk. So fair warning there. There's some things that have happened, and I'm just giving you a warning for spoilers. I was gonna have a drink of water too. I am. The Inkeeper kept me safe. It's good to see you both as well. Both are safe as well. Couldn't you have let us know you were breathing? We couldn't find you anywhere. Oh, also, I was supposed to do a southern accent for her. Damn it. I'm sorry, I just woke up. Were you guys worried about me? Maybe. Of course we were. Don't even know if you can swim. I can. Can you? Of course. No. Oh, we should teach you sometime. Sure. Thank you for worrying about me, but I actually had a pretty nice night. Voy and I gave Grace and the Innkeeper a small concert while we were all stuck inside. Oh, sad that we missed that. I could track down Voy and give you guys an encore. That'd be nice. I'm sorry I didn't get around to picking you up. It's okay. I bet the roads were busy. Yeah, it was a little tough getting out. Rufus loved it, though. I think he made some new friends. Seems like this catastrophe had some pleasant side effects. What happened anyway? Did a whale eat a moon this time? No idea what that's supposed to mean, but no. Or maybe. No idea how it happened. They say the primordial sea flooded in the Twilight Chasm. Then it spilled out all through its portals into Fasoa, leaving us in this mess. That's new. At least the other continents probably got through without much trouble. For once they can be less jealous of our portals. I do hope everyone is okay. Everyone we could check on is. Luckily for us, the water's drained enough to rescue everyone around here. Though I hear that underwater hasn't emerged yet. Happy to see you all emerged. Mostly. What does that mean? Are you still looking for someone? Yes. I was wondering if Melly is here. She wasn't home when I checked on her. No, she didn't stop by yesterday, nor today. Did you see her before that? Did she say where she'd be going? I'm afraid she hasn't come in since you returned from Zoford. That wizard punk hadn't seen her either. Took a second to ask him when he almost broke down Kumo's door looking for Grace. Do we know if she can swim? I'm sure she can, and I'm sure she's taken shelter somewhere. You taught her to hide well, after all. Maybe she's just putting that to good use. When I returned yesterday, I found Rufus eating out of a very strange apparatus that dispenses food and water every couple of hours. Like someone really smart set it up for him in their absence? Yes, he was gorging himself on some food, but Melly was nowhere to be found. Oh, that's worrying. Did she leave a note? No. I'm sure she's okay. Maybe ask Una. She probably put her up to something. I shall investigate that avenue right now. Fable, would you be okay with moving our time? Time? You got an appointment or something? More like a date. Can't wait for that story. I'll tell you later. But, yes, we should move it. This isn't the kind of dancing in the rain I was hoping for. Me neither. Another time, then. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Me too. I hope she didn't try to investigate the fish. They'd eat her alive. Sounds a little more hopeful. That girl's savvy. I mean, look at that contraption she left behind. Ain't no fish got a chance against her. Being hopeful really isn't my thing. Then make it your thing. I'll let you know when I find her. Such a man of few words. A man of 4 words. He's just worried. Uh-huh. Speaking of worries and words, Care, it's good to finally see you back. How was the escorting? I hope you didn't get too wet. It happened. How did it happen? Well, actually, you can wait a bit, right? Sure. Thanks for understanding. I'll be back later, once I can think more clearly. I'd like to check up on Uncle Dragon. Make sure that the old fart's still up and running. Fable, I'm guessing you'd like to check in with your family too? Yes, I'd love to make sure everyone's alright. Maybe Melly's with the Amaranth Hydra. Amaranthine Hydra. She really wanted to ask it for tea recommendations. I'm counting on you returning with a good story. Don't get too excited. I'll see if I can drag Ray and Fancy Pants along as well. I think they could use a drink. Speaking of which, got one for the road? Sure thing. Something strong to get you through all that socializing? You got it. Yeah, we're doing a sailor's courage. This would work. That would be terrible. So one of these. We want a green. We want one of you. And 2 reds. Well, big and strong, Andu. Big and strong. Here, the strongest thing I could brew up for you. Thanks. Miss these drinks a little. Oh, that's sweet. Don't dwell on it. Anyway, Fable, let's go. I'll be right there. I'm sure everyone will be okay, Inkeeper, so don't you worry about it. And I'll make sure to keep a hot chocolate warm for Melly. Oh, make sure to keep a hot chocolate warm for Melly. I'm sure she'd love one of those. And I'll give it my best. I know you will. Don't swim out too far. We'll see. The waters are dangerous these days. Just what are you up to? Time to make sure I have enough ingredients for a hot chocolate run, I guess. Good to see that you're open, Inkeep. And a good evening to you too, Una. Spare me the babbling, but I'm glad you seem to be unharmed. I am, thanks to some protective spells I put on the inn a while back. Works better than any insurance. What about you? Are you unharmed? I'm as good as new. Might be missing an arm, but that doesn't mean I forgot how to swim. It's easier than walking, actually. And breathing in water instead of air was unexpectedly nice. These gills aren't just for decorative purposes. Got a little bit home, you know? The water tasted different than that of our astral sea. More primordial, I might say. Yeah, I figured. But you don't seem to be worried about that. Nah, whatever it is, whatever happens now is none of my business. I'm retired. And water also doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother you too much either, am I right? Since you're so close to... I knew you wouldn't forget. I might be old, but I'm not senile. Me neither. So, you wouldn't call the Primordial Sea your home, then? I've inhabited a few planes already. My past doesn't define the word home for me anymore. But you're right, primordial water doesn't do any harm to me. Even if I wanted to drown in it, I wouldn't be able to. But honestly, I was more worried about my patrons than the inn itself. I hope everyone is safe and well. I wouldn't worry too much about your regulars. Adventurers are tough folk, and your drinks toughen them up even further. I have faith that you're right. But your tavern... Well, let's just say it has definitely seen better days. Wait, that was my line, wasn't it? No, that was Una. Nah, that's kind of an understatement. It looks like... Boop. Ouch. I've been working the whole day to clean up as much as I can. My condolences. Say, have you ever talked to the Wizard of Morlea? Or... Morlea? Morlea. No, sadly I haven't had the pleasure. Oh, you should if you get the chance. He's always loved all kinds of spells and enchantments. More of a kind involving trickery, like puzzles or traps, but I'm sure he knows a protective spell or two. I mean, he's been protecting his wizard tower for quite some time now. I'll keep that in mind if I ever get to meet him. But I suppose you're not here to just talk. How about a drink? Huh, you definitely have a way with customer service. How about a drink that'll wake my old muscles up so I can help you tidy up the tavern afterwards? I can't quite remember having asked for help. Oh, what's that? My old ears suddenly can't understand what you're saying? How unfortunate. Maybe a strong drink would help. Fine, I'll get you the damn drink. Southern Brawler. There you go. A drink powerful like the astral sea. Wonderful. I consumed enough primordial water the last few weeks. Ah, Lady Aranya. Thank you for the raid. What are you playing? Assassin's Creed Revelations. Nice. Well, hello everybody. I am Deuscain, a variety type streamer, and tonight we are playing a visual novel called Tavern Talk. We are pretty late into the, well, not pretty late. We're pretty late into the game. We're in the third act, and you might have noticed my inn has a bit of a water problem up here. You're going for 100%. So close. Nice. But yeah, so you're welcome to hang out, chill, relax with us as we go through this cozy game. Aranya, if you have to raid and run, I completely understand. Take care of yourself. You just got back from a busy stream, so do what you got to for your self-care and your post-stream. And if you want to hang out and stay, you're more than welcome to. If you got to raid and run, I also understand. So, but I'm going to get back to the story now. Thank you again for the raid. Wonderful. I consumed enough primordial water to last me weeks. And doesn't taste exactly like home, but the hint of elemental magic revived some old memories. I gotta say, you definitely know your craft. Thank you. Can I maybe convince you to just relax and let me work? You'd like that, wouldn't you? Forget it. Let's clean up this messy cavern. Yeah. Let me actually check the... I feel like these two are probably related. Yeah, I don't have any good rumors yet. Clean up this messy tavern. If you insist. Before I forget, all that water swept some animal remains in my pockets. Don't really know where they came from, and I don't feel any kind of astral energy coming from them. So I assume they're either Gaian or primordial. Before I stab myself with them while cleaning, I wanted to check and see if you'd have any use for them. Stab? Yeah, they're surprisingly sharp. Now I'm curious. Let me see. Ah, you're so easy. Thank you, Una. They may not be primordial, but I think I know just what to do with them. Sable fangs? Yeah, saber fangs. Special fangs of the colossal saber-toothed tigers from the Forbidden Valley. They lose themselves yearly and grow back at remarkable speeds. It gives haste. Ooh, nice. Strength and speed, but reduces charisma. Gonna spice up some drinks? Maybe. Can't wait to try them then. Now, let's spice up this rusty old tavern. Distract and run. Welcome back to my tavern, brave adventurers. Good to see you're all unharmed and doing... well? At least we didn't drown. By the way, who's that granny on your porch? Looks like she's collecting driftwood. Don't mind her, she's an old friend of mine with some weird habits. She wanted to help tidy up my tavern after the flood. It's kind of nice, actually. I suppose so. I couldn't convince her to let me do it alone. Did the flood hit you as well? You bet. Had to hold on to Rhea for a quick second or there, else there, or else she would have been swept away like a twig. Hodger West. We had just passed Themis when it happened. Luckily, there was 2 carriages nearby, wedged between sturdy trees and a large boulder. Managed to pull ourselves out of the raging waters into those carriages. I hate the dragons. Could have gone south real quick. Your tavern looks a wee bit wet as well. It is. I've been working non-stop to clean it. That's no good. Working non-stop comes with being self-employed, I get. No, I mean the flood. Never heard of a flood that massive. It spread all the way from Themis to Zenith. Oh, here's an ad break. You know what? Let's go do a BRB for a minute, and then I will come back. I'm going to get a snack. Alright, ad break is over. We're switching back. No, not sure when this hits, so we're gonna go back here. I'm working non-stop to clean up after the flood. Kara said that's not good. Said working non-stop comes to being self-employed, I get. And then Kara said, no, I'm at the flood. Never heard of a flood that massive. Spread all the way from Themis to Zenith. You're right. Certainly aren't that close to the sea. Themis maybe, but not your inn. It's all still very recent. We'll have to wait until we know the true extent of it. But what about your mission? Did you complete it before the flood started? Come to think of it, Archie, you've been awfully quiet today. And that's very unlike the noble hero I know. Give him a break, would you? We had some pretty rough nights. Oh, did something go wrong? Hey, hi, Sable. The drink you prepared for us, with those golden feathers? I remember. I mean, it did what it was supposed to. But it wasn't enough. I don't know if another potion could have changed our fates, though. And what happened? This is my first wrong potion. Maybe my wrong potion. I guess I'm telling the story then. Let's begin. We actually would have been well prepared if this had been a normal escorting mission as is. It all started just like a regular quest. We met our client in his temporary abode, which looked like it was worth more money than Kare and I would ever make in our lives. Combined. Correct. Anyways, our client's name was Theodore. Theodore Hugo Frederick Sinclair III, to be exact. He told us politely not to call him by his full name, so we agreed on Theodore. He's the noble son of some wealthy diplomat, hence the long name. I figured. And you had to get him to Deria because of some financial conflicts between them and the mainland. Correct. First, everything went surprisingly well. Since the magical bridge got destroyed, we had to get to Deria by ship. Because of the dispute, no ships from the mainland were allowed to dock in Amasa, so we had to take a long way. From the port of Windmore and the Windy Meadows to Twinborough, and to Amasa by foot. All with a young nobleman that rarely strays from home. Kid had some quirks and mannerisms neither of us were familiar with. Luckily, Archie here was able to help us out. I tend to be a little wary around rich people, but we actually got along quite well. Especially with little Archie here, who was hanging on his every word. We didn't take the main road to avoid too much unwanted attention. Moving quickly through Deria Tundra, we only encountered a few obstacles, like tree trunks. Rhea and I kept the path clear while Archie entertained our client. It was quite useful after all, even though it was his first quest. He definitely knew how to tell stories and keep us entertained. Theodore loved every tale Archie told. Yeah, seems like you're a natural-born storyteller. You also have a surprising amount of knowledge about the plants and stuff in that orange head of yours. I'm glad I could be of help. Theo rarely went outside, so I assisted him with my knowledge of plants that sting or those with poison. That's a very helpful skill. Everything went as planned, until the sun starts setting. I think my ears picked it up first. There are a bunch of low humming sounds, far away still, but definitely unusual. Didn't hear anything, but I always trust the fluffy ears of a Volca kin over my own. I asked the two boys if those types of sounds were common around these parts, but they both denied it. That's when I started getting this weird feeling in my guts. Every experienced adventurer develops that sooner or later, like a sixth sense to keep you out of trouble. I know what you're talking about. That looming feeling deep within your stomach. I knew something was wrong, and if we didn't get out of there, the situation would only get worse. At first, I just told Rhea, didn't want to alarm the two boys. Clients should never be afraid, that's just bad customer service. Agreed, so we tried to figure out what to do, but then I could faintly hear the deep sounds. And if I could hear them, Archie and Theodore could as well. And they also heard us talking. That's unfortunate. We agreed on positioning the two boys between us, even though Archie proclaimed he could fight as well. A simple but effective lineup, me at the back of the line, Kare in the front because she's got the best ears. Theodore was still calm. He said something along the lines of course they tried and started an assault. That's why I hired you, remember? He's not wrong. I would have expected more, the regular kind of assassin. Whatever that might be. If you let me continue, you'd get it. Sorry, my bad. To make things worse, it got real dark real quick. And we could hear the guttural grunting all around us. She said, "Balking crap, where are they? Where are they coming from?" But Well, at first I could only see one, then two, and suddenly they were everywhere. Zombies! We were surrounded by zombies! I had to think fast. There weren't any gaps in the formation, so I knew we had to fight. Thanks to those enchanted feathers in your drink, I was able to quickly overpower 2 zombies by smashing their heads together. You're strong. I like strong women. I pushed both boys forward so they get moving. Knew if we wanted to get out of there in one piece, we needed to stay together. Kay was blocking attacks left and right, slicing through rotten wood, brittle bones with her greatsword. She was a sight to behold. My sword lended me its powers to fight us through, but I would have needed more time to figure out a plan. There were just so many of them. I knew we had to get back to the main road. The terrain was so deep in the forest, was very uneven, it made running from a horde of undead even more difficult. How did so many of them even get there? At least it was apparent why all those animals had disappeared on the road. They got eaten by the undead. And we'd be next if we didn't get the hell out of there. So we ran. It turns out noblemen's clothes aren't made for running. They're made for nothing except looking obnoxious. They're not even that comfortable. I was more prepared than Theo, but even some of my seams ripped. I could hear Rhea behind us telling us to hurry up unless we wanted to die. So I wrapped my hand around Theo's velvet-coated wrist and just didn't let go. There was no way I would let anyone die on my first mission. But then, right before we got to the main road, he tripped. I suppose it was bound to happen. Rhea had somehow outrun us and was already stumbling onto the main road ahead. I tried to pull Theo on his feet, but his pants must have gotten caught in some thorns. And he just couldn't get up. I tried to get him free. I really tried, but my hands were just so sweaty and shaky. I saw the zombies. I saw their rotting faces as they got closer and closer. I was too far ahead to realize what was going on. When I finally noticed, it was too late. I knew hitting the road was our main priority. When I got there and the 2 boys were missing, I knew something must have gone wrong. I turned around, and right as I did, I saw Archie and Theodore on the ground. A bunch of zombies getting real close to him. I warded off the first 2, maybe 3, but there was just so many of them. Then Theo screamed. It was a horrifying scream filled with pain and agony. I've read about that sort of scream before, but I didn't think it would sound so heartbreaking. Yes. That's when Rhea and Caroline suddenly appeared next to us again. They pushed the zombies back and helped Theo get up. Well, as much as he could with what was left of his left leg. I knew I had to come up with a plan. There were too many zombies for us to fight, but running away would have been difficult since Theodore was hurt. But your drink was driving me forward. Kinda like a drinkable lucky charm. I already tricked a chimera into giving me its saliva. I should have been able to handle a few undead and a hurt client with ease. You tricked a chimera? Sure did. You truly are full of wonders. And since fighting wasn't a possibility this time, I thought maybe I could outsmart the undead. Theo was hurt, but he also wasn't looking too good. The undead seemed to be drawn to the smell of his fresh blood. Thanks to your drink, it was still quite hasty. You know I could outrun any dead fucker. So on a whim, I turned back to the other 3. Ray was trying to fight back dozens of monsters while Archie supported Theo. So I grabbed a piece of bloody cloth that had been ripped off Theodore's leg. I don't know if they listened or it was just the smell that drew them to me, but I yelled, "I'm here, come and get y'all fresh piece of meat." God, this southern voice works so well for her. I thought she'd gone crazy, I tell you. But it was a smart move. I definitely had their attention. Archie was out of it, so I told Ray to just follow the path to Amasa and treat Theodore's wounds as quickly as possible. I'd catch up with him as soon as I was done there. And that's what we did. I don't argue with women that are taller and faster than me. Our quick thinking probably saved our hachs. Good call, both of you. Led those brain-dead monsters in the opposite direction. Turns out I could easily outrun them. But I wanted to get rid of them once and for all, or else we wouldn't have been safe for long. And as soon as I spotted a cliff between the trees with nothing but the vast sea further on, I knew just what to do. I knew I had to override my instincts, so it was kind of dangerous. I yelled one more time, "Come and get me if you can!" Then I threw the piece of cloth off the cliff. My instincts kicked in, wanting to play fetch. Luckily my will was stronger than the monsters. One after another they tried to catch the blood-drenched fabric and jumped onto their, well, hopefully final deaths. I can't believe that actually worked. Me neither, but otherwise I wouldn't be standing here. I'm glad. Seems like the undead are kind of like pack animals, at least for the most part. Few of them didn't take the bait. Nothing the great sword couldn't fix. Rumor unlocked. Dawn of the Brain Dead. So there's two of them here. Followed Ray and the boys' tracks until we met up again. Could already see the light of mass in the distance. But we hadn't been fast enough. With every step, Theo's hand grasping my shoulder was getting weaker and weaker. I didn't even dare look at his face while I talked to him to keep him awake. Even when his answers started getting sparse and quiet. But you made it, right? Right? No. He didn't make it. Tell me that's not true. I wish it wasn't. But I'd never lie about someone's death. Especially not his. I'm so sorry, Archie. I didn't know the mission would be so dangerous. It's not your fault, Inkeep. It's none of our faults either. Maybe I should have prepared a different drink for... It's alright. We did our best. Things don't always go as planned. I guess life isn't as magically perfect as numerous tales I read would suggest. Bad things can happen to anyone, even to those with the purest of hearts. Some may deserve it, but most don't. I wish it wouldn't have been him. It's such a selfish thought, but I can't get it out of my head. And that's fine. It's not fair! Why him? I apologize. I didn't mean to raise my voice like that. It's alright, kid. We know the pain you feel. You know, some deaths are inevitable. Illness, old age, whatever it may be. Those are easier to stomach, even if they hurt. That's true. And there are deaths which are completely unexpected. Those don't feel fair to us. Make us think, if only this. If I only did this. If I only said that, and so forth. You mustn't dwell on those feelings. It's okay to mourn, but you can't change the past. The only thing you can change is the future. Live a life your friend would have wanted for you. Make him proud. I suppose you're right. What did you do then? Still go to Massa? We did, yes. He must have died just before we arrived. Someone from the Night Watch recognized him. We were immediately surrounded by healers, but it was already too late. Maybe bodies back from the dead, but not souls. After we explained the situation and how I got rid of the zombies, they offered for us to stay the night. We needed some rest before making our way back the next morning. I also sent a letter to Theo's family. I wanted to, after all, I've known them since I was a child, and I was with him in his last moments. If someone was going to deliver the bad news, it needed to be me. I'm not sure I could have acted so calm and collected. I really wasn't. Also, I don't know, perhaps this is too macabre, but perhaps you could hold on to something for me? Of course, what is it? It's the quill that I used to write Theo's parents. Must have lost my supplies somewhere on the way to Diria, so I had to buy a new quill. First I thought of it as a nice memento, but, the wound is still too fresh. I'll hold on to it, as long as you need me to. Thank you, Inkeeper. Where did the quill go? Just what's going to happen with the dispute between Diri and the mainland now? Now that the ambassador has died on Dirian soil. It's just such a big mess. And we didn't fix anything. We just made things worse. Anyway, I'm just so terribly tired. Please excuse me. Good night, everyone. Want to sleep here tonight? Sometimes a little company can do wonders. And you'd be safe from any potential floods. I'll also be sleeping here. I suppose you're right. Maybe I'll occupy one of your rooms then, dear innkeeper. Of course, go upstairs. Third on the left, make yourself at home. I think I'll just sleep. But I appreciate your kindness. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Hope you'll be alright. Let the kid grieve. I guess if asking either if you'd like a drink would be a little insensitive at this point. Don't. Got it. Instead, Care, let's talk about your extraordinary fighting skill. Oh, let's talk about your extraordinary fighting skills. Gotta say, I was really impressed with how you decimated those zombies. Baker's a good beast slayer to no one. Nah, I'm more of the general fighting type, you know? I can always appreciate two strong hands. Such a well-crafted greatsword on top of that. Happy you appreciate solid craftsmanship. It was a gift from my baba. Show me of the great dragons themselves gifted it to her, but I don't know if it's true. Have you ever heard of the great axe of Ur? Most powerful weapon ever, forged by the origin of this world themselves? You bet. Think it really exists? I mean, my baba loved to tell the stories. But the first story was made by the dragons, and maybe Ur's great axe is also more than just a myth. Stories have their origin in the subterranean caves, you know, on the plane of Ur. I grew up in a labyrinth of caves, surrounded by gems and ores, the legends and tales. I mean, I haven't seen it with my own two eyes yet, but I'm convinced the legendary weapon exists. But it's so large, I probably wouldn't even recognize it as an axe. I've also heard Ur keeps it in their resting place at all times. Yeah, though so far no one has found that yet. And hopefully no one ever has to. What do you mean? You know the tale. If someone was to wake her up, the apocalypse would begin. But that's just an old tale, right? Something you tell kids that don't want to eat their food. You know, eat up or will awaken. Questionable parenting technique, if you ask me. Yeah, I got to hear that a few times while I was still a wee bairn. All those tales ever did was make me want to craft a legendary weapon myself. Have you made something like it? Not yet, but I will soon. Make the greatest weapon ever forged and smash this year's Orhart blacksmithing competition to bits. I'll outcraft my ex-husband with ease. That fucker. Ex-husband? Yeah, we used to work together. Now he claims I wouldn't stand a chance without him. But I'll prove him wrong. Anyways, Inkeep, Care. I think it's getting quite late and it's been an exhausting week. Absolutely agreed. Let's get with some rest. And look for another quest elsewhere to afford me some crafting materials. Good night, you two. Good night, Care. Night, Inkeep. They hung it on the quest board. So I've got 2 stories about legendary weapons now, and 2 stories about the undead. Flood's cleaned up. Act 3, Twilight Flood, Part 15, Riptide. Sup, my fellow Enigma? Sup, I didn't find you that difficult to comprehend. That's what they all think. How's it going? Hopping? Running? It was good. Why? I've had a pretty relaxing morning so far. The tsunami didn't do too much damage to my roof. Not to mention I'm very thankful for the comfort I can provide in these difficult times. And for the wonderful customers that keep showing up in my inn. Got a pretty good one today already. You're welcome. But a tsunami, huh? Guess that's what it was. Cool. Sucks that I was busy playing around with Magic the Scattering. Maybe missed the whole thing. Would have loved to surf those waves. I'm sure we would have had a grand old time. Maybe next flood. You think I should start the next one on purpose? No. Oh, come on. This place made you lame. I'd like my tavern to keep standing, and the people around it as well. Like I said, lame. Got anything interesting to say? I have an interesting question. Shoot. Have you seen Melly anywhere? She's gone missing. Oh, that pocket-sized detective? Sure did. Several times even. Were any of them recently? Would say so. I think the last time was 2 days ago. I was chilling in the Moon Swamp. Had tested out that witch's spa. Good old Voyboy recommended. Met some lost travelers on the way back and was giving them the conversation of their lives. When that cat rudely interrupted my business pitch. Made them run off without a single handshake, little snitch. What were you selling? Hair growth cocktails inspired by your little things. You drink them and your hair grows. Fast? Well, fast smash fast. It grows eventually. You just gotta have some patience. I see. So Melly at the swamp? Moon Swamp. Where exactly did you see her? On the way to Moon Pools, duh. Where the paths diverge and nature tries to lead you astray from its shimmering reflections in the water. Isn't that near one of the Twilight Chasm portals? Oh yeah, that means she got a fresh opportunity to go surfing. Good for her. What a positive outlook on things. Always good to have one of those. After all, all that matters is in life is fun, right? I don't know about that. Life is full of many beautiful and important things. Not all of them are fun. They should be, at least for me. Don't care what you're up to. Speaking of fun, been wondering, do you think I should go explore the Twilight Chasm? Do you want to? Ish. Sounds exciting, especially since I've never been there before. They say it's just like Avalon, but reversed, with a different color scheme and all that. Do you enjoy Avalon? Sometimes. I haven't been home in ages. Let me tell you, as soon as those portals opened up, I was out of there. Running from pesky consequences? You got it. I wonder what kind of nightmarish version of Gaia looks like. That's what they call it, right? Avalon's the dream, Twilight Chasm's the nightmare. Gaia's like waking up. Probably doesn't look too different from the Saley Court, am I right? Couldn't tell you. So you claim, but I know a fellow scam artist when I see one. In the mirror? Oh, you think you're funny, don't you? Well, you're hilarious. High five, bud. No. Bummer. Anyway, with your obviously non-existent, only hypothetical plane traveling experience, do you think I should take a trip down to the horrors of memory and melancholia? I think you should. It sounds very exciting. Who knows what you'll find? Maybe the answers you seek? I'm not taking any answers. I already know what I want. Then maybe you'll find the right questions. You're so weird. You know that, right? That makes two of us. You got me there. Fascinating advice, Inkeeper. If I cared more, I'd probably say it says something about you. I mean, I did say it, so. Lucky for you, this is already boring me. Then how about a drink to keep you with me a little longer? We're on the same wavelength today, dude. Yeah, hit me with one of those. Something for those waves in my brain, so you can keep my interest a little longer. I'll mix up something real quick. Right? Because it's brain, and yes, the silent owl will work. Okay. Quick-witted and mischievous, just like you. Sick! This is lit, I'll give you that. Thank you. Welcome back, Maya. Thank you. How was your road trip? It was good. We stopped by my spa and did mud masks. And did you help them find a way back home? Yes. The forests were lush and green. We didn't find any sleeping people, but we ran into a group of meerkats and a rug engaged in a conversation about taxes. The nice ghost even gave me her sunglasses. They're so cool. What else is up? The sky, the sun, but no stars. And some trees? No, trees are in the middle. Not to the ant. Ants. So cute. Do you have any ants? Not on me. And you, Innkeeper, any ants? Not at the moment, Baya. Sorry. Oh, no ants. Can I offer you a drink as an apology? Yes, make me feel like a little nimble ant. Ant potion, got it. My one and only dexterity potion. Alright, have your fucking swift strike, Baya. Here, from my favorite pseudo ant. Oh, this is so tasty. I want to look up at the trees now. I'm sure they'd seem taller. Can I do anything else for you? Yes, several things. Have you been handing out my coupons? I have. Just recently gave some to Voy. Have people been dropping by? They have. They're really nice. The mud masks are the most popular, and the flowers. Grace said my flower bracelets are her favorite. They must be gorgeous. I'm making new ones just for her. She'll love that. I hope so. Second thing, are you okay? I am, Baya. Thanks for asking. Are you sure? I am. Oh, I brought you more coupons to cheer you up. That's very nice of you. I'll hold on to them for when I need them. You can stop by any time. But what about lotus flowers? I brought you some in case I needed to cheer you up. Oh, for me?
Yes. They are special flowers.
I've heard they're Ur's favorites, and they bless you with their protection.
They also make you feel nimble, like an aunt.
Thank you very much, Baya.
I've been wanting to check in on people. I really enjoyed the flood. But I thought about when the Banshee told Mari and me that some people don't like drowning.
Correct.
I hope I can cheer them up a little.
You're already cheering me up.
I am.
Yeah, I was bored. Now I'm having fun. Cheering quest succeeded.
Yippee.
I also have some questions.
Ask me.
Have you seen Melly anywhere in your swamp? The small cat Volkalkin? She might have been investigating your flowers.
No, I didn't see a cat anywhere. But I was also very busy, tending to my sniffling willows. They need a lot of love.
I see. How's your swamp doing?
Good. It's so wet now. And there are so many new interesting critters and plants.
What kind of plants? Those with teeth?
Some have teeth. Some have eyes and spikes and haunting spirals of long-forgotten mistakes.
I didn't want to click that. Sick! I gotta go check those ones out.
They're nice. They speak just like little horrible birdies.
You're one of those people that can talk to plants?
Yes.
How are they doing? The plants, I mean.
Depends on the plant. But they're all very loud at the moment. They love the water. They hate the water. They complain about the onslaught of the undead. They're ambivalent about the water.
The onslaught of the undead? What was that last part?
Ambivalent. It means they don't care, but they still wanted to say something about it.
No, the undead part.
Oh, them. The trees from the Pale Woods are very upset. They say the squeaky undead keep chewing on their roots and bark and leaves.
And their brains?
No, they can't reach those. But there's a lot of them. Maybe soon they'll learn how to climb or fly.
The Pale Woods. I've never been up there before. Is it a good hangout spot?
I don't think so. It's so dry. But maybe the undead like dryness.
I think they'd prefer the bogs.
Everyone should.
Agreed! Hey, bye, can you show me those Twilight Chasm plants? I'd love to taste test them. You weirdo. Alright, I got 3 pieces of an undead quest. Legendary weapon.
Yes. But you have to help me hand out coupons first.
Do I have to?
Please?
Fine, but only because I'm getting bored again.
Alright. And please keep handing them out to people who need cheering up, Inkeeper. Including yourself.
Will do. Have fun, you two.
Thank you.
Later that night. Hiya, Fable. How's it going? All fine and dandy? All fine and tired, actually. Not so fine. How come? Well, the city's a mess. So's the Grove and Themis and Tagarin. We still don't know exactly what happened or how. There's the undead problem, too, so not far from us apparently, and Archie's miserable. No one's seen Melly in days. A lot of people are worried, and a lot of people also just aren't. Una told me not to worry either, but... It's hard? Yes, very. I just want everyone to be safe. I want to fix this, whatever this is. Fable, I know everything's a lot right now. Especially since it's the first wave of adventures you've faced. Pun intended. Unintended. Sorry. But Una isn't wrong. A little less worrying wouldn't hurt. Oof, someone else will take care of it now. I'm sure it's not as bad as it feels right now. Sure, it's unpleasant, but worse things have happened. And we've always been fine. Maybe it's just nature, or the dragons are craving change. There's nothing we can do about it. There's always something we can do. You taught me that. Sometimes things sort themselves out, too. It's quite pleasant to wait occasionally. I just wish I could do more. I understand. How about a drink? That's something I can do for you. Not right now, I think. Hey! You look... stressed?
Stressed? Why? What makes you say that? I'm good. I'm fine. Everything's great.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Everything's awesome.
If you're saying it like that, something must be terribly wrong. How about a drink? A little help for telling us what's going on? Sure. So Melly hasn't come back yet. I hope this helps with the word vomit.
It does a little bit. Thank you.
Anytime. So, what happened?
Nothing really. Much at all. I was just taking a stroll, trying to find Melina. Checking in on the people Fable asked me to check in on.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. After you helped me calm down last night, I'm glad I could help. So I was, taking a walk around the outskirts of Themis.
A walk is good, right?
Right. So good. I even came across new people. A lot of them were echoes.
And did you talk to them?
Of course not.
I expect nothing else. That's peculiar, though. There aren't a lot of echoes on Gaia.
There are now. Apparently the flood brought in a lot of primordial refugees. Not everyone's comfortable being submerged in water after all. They say Leviathan's plane is a mess right now.
Oh, I hope everyone has a place to stay.
They're looking for places, sure. Some merchants are even offering them rides around Fasoa and beyond. Like to Borkum, for example, which they advertise as the perfect vacation spot.
It is. It's right by the Fasoa Wade Sea. Very popular with travelers and retirees. I believe Una lives there currently, when she's not bothering me in my tavern.
Awesome. I bet it's great there. I bet you can relax there like nowhere else.
What's going on, Kumo?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just my parents taking a casual trip to Borkum.
Your parents? Like they're ghosts? Was Tuat also flooded? Unlikely. I don't think souls can leave the upper world so easily.
You're right. It would be difficult for ghosts to make it out of Tuat into a mocktail bar. But being Gaian Taurus is a lot easier when you're not actually dead.
I'm sorry to ask you this, but you might have to elaborate a little bit more.
It's simple. My parents aren't dead. I saw them with the merchants near Themis, booking a carriage and an all-inclusive boat journey to Borkum. They were going on about how they had a positive outlook on having to leave the primordial sea. How it was like a free vacation, a blessing in disguise. Good for them.
But didn't you see them die?
No, I just saw a burning village, and I couldn't find them anywhere. That foolish conclusion was all mine.
So they didn't die, they just...
Left, yes.
Oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Kumo, that's awful.
It's a new kind of awful for sure. How stupid of me to think them dead. Shouldn't I have thought that only the claws of Tuat could make them leave me?
You should have, they're your parents. They should never have abandoned you.
Well, they did.
Indeed. So, what now?
I'm not sure. I don't know what to do.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, not right now.
Kumo, maybe...
Anyway, have you found Melanie yet?
Not yet, but Inako last saw her in the moon swamp.
The fucking what now?
About 2 days ago.
But there's a Twilight Chasm portal there, where the Dragon Curse flood started.
Indeed.
Did Baya see her?
No, she didn't.
That's great. That's awesome. That's even better.
You've said awesome an alarming number of times.
Because this is all just so awesome.
I'll keep looking for her.
There's not a lot you can do without leaving your tavern, except... Innkeeper, please, I beg of you, put out a quest to find Melly, right now. I need to figure out what to do about my parents before they disappear again. I don't know how much time I'll have, She needs to be safe. I can't go myself. We need to find her. Please help me find her.
I don't exactly have enough information yet, but I'll make sure to find out more and make a quest. And I'll put it up immediately.
Thank you. I hope someone will find her.
We will, I promise you.
I believe you. I have to go think.
Good luck with that. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Don't burn down your tavern, I mean.
I'll try not to. Someone's worried. Of course he is. Do you really think Melly's okay? I hope so. But I'm a little worried too. She was very close to the portal. And that was very close to the tidal waves. Yes, it was. And to maybe whoever started them. We don't know if anyone started them. We don't. Are Tia and Clay back? Not yet. I see. Wherever and however she is, whether she was just watching the sky or trying to unravel a mystery, she might need help. So please give me that quest. Pardon? Please give me the quest right now, so I can find her. Fable, it's not done yet. That's alright. I already know both the rumors, and I know Melly well. I think I have enough information to find her, and I don't think we have time to be pedantic right now. And there's a certain way things have to be done, Fable. Your way? Yes, I'm sorry, but it's just how things are. Because you made them that way? Fable, listen. If you rush into this, you'll be putting both Melly and yourself in danger. You just said you were worried too. You want me to do nothing? Well... Weren't you encouraging me to go on more adventures just a week ago? Or are you only okay with me leaving when it's something as small as some snails? I just think something like the flood must have been caused by a massive force. Whether worrisome, purposeful, or neither, it's certainly not harmless, Fable. And you don't have a lot of experience with adventures like this. Or with different planes. What if she's in the Twilight Chasm? You need to level up before you stand a chance against true nightmares. Maybe we can get another quest from the farmers. Their fields must have taken a lot of damage. Archie needs cheering up too. Don't patronize me. I simply don't think you're ready for this one, Fable. Why are you being like this? You always say I should get out of my comfort zone. You encourage me to change, to go stronger and braver. And now that I do, it's suddenly wrong? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying the timing isn't right. And why do you get to decide what my timing is? Why should I leave my comfort zone, but once something is out of yours, it's a mistake? Things aren't that simple, Fable. I know. I lived for over 100 years. I know that things aren't simple. I also know they don't change by pretending they aren't there. Pretending they're not missing. Think what you might, the quest hasn't been put up yet, so it cannot be taken. I don't need some sheet of parchment to find her. Just make me a drink. Oh, fuck. This is spicy. What do I... Oh, I don't know what to do. No. No. I'm not making you a drink. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? My people come to you? I would guess they come for good advice, too. What good is your advice if you're not willing to help when it matters? Just let it go, Fable. Let someone else handle it. So they get hurt instead of me? That's not what I said. But it's what you meant. You don't know what's awaiting out there. But you do? No, of course not. But I can guess it won't be pretty. You know, I never really realized how much you lie to me all the time. You tell me to be honest, but how can I know you're being honest with me? I'm always honest with you, Fable. I care about you. Let me help you. Maybe you can take a nap in one of my rooms, and we'll see how you feel after. Enough! I made up my mind. And I've made up mine. I'm not giving you the quest. I'm not making you a drink. Okay, I don't need a drink. Don't be ridiculous. Going on an adventure without my help is reckless at best, foolish at worst. I'm not going to sit around and wait while other people suffer. Not if I have a chance to help them. I'm not like you. You're right, you're not. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I know I'm going to find Melina. Don't care what it takes. I'm not going to let anyone stop me. Not even you. Fable. Fuck. Maybe I should have been more honest. After all, they've always been honest with me. If I just explained everything to them. And now they're going to run towards their doom just because I can't. No, I don't want to think about that. Not sure what I can do with those rumors now. I guess I'll just hang on to them. Well, I'd better close up for the day. Alright, undead. Yeah, I have 2 pieces of the quest. The vegan dead. The Pale Woods and its surrounding areas have been plagued by undead lately. First undead scales scavenging crops, then humanoid cadavers gnawing away at the forest itself. The local plants can't catch a break. No one knows why they suddenly hunger for local flora. Some brave adventurers, preferably experienced with exanimate, should look into this. Fuck, poor Fable. The Pen and the Sword, Part 16. No, I'm gonna check on something. So it doesn't say how many days are in the game, but it does list quests. And the vegan undead is the first quest in Act 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And then there's 2 after that. So I'm getting there. Hello, brave adventurer. Welcome back to my tavern. Hello, Inkeeper. Thank you dearly for your hospitality the other day. Not being alone after all that happened. It really helped. I'm glad to hear that. How are you doing? These past few days have been quite eventful. I'm alright. Ah, thank you for the follow. Yoi Ready. Hello. I'm just trying to keep myself busy so I don't have time to think about the things that happened. Understandable. Losing a loved one is always tough, and healing takes a lot longer than you'd expect. I fear you might be right. Are you perhaps speaking from experience? I've been doing this job long enough to witness countless adventurers passing through my tavern. Some of them return, some of them don't. But they always leave something behind. Mourning. I see. It doesn't get any easier. Yes, it does. Eventually. Well, that's good to hear. Then, not everything is hopeless. Distraction is always a good approach, though. Wait, no, that was my line, wasn't it? That was Archie's. I think I know what you mean. We're renting a lot in the last 2 days. Went to hold on to every moment I made along the way, and especially to Theo's last moments. I'm the tentacle thing from the plant. Yeah! Oh, I clicked when I shouldn't have clicked. Hold on to every moment I've made along the way, especially Theo's last moments. And I thought going on an adventure, would be like the books I read as a kid. But, it's not even remotely similar. Reality is always harsher than the stories portray. I'm sorry, Archie. It's alright. Thank you for your sympathy, but I'll manage. Actually, I've been thinking about switching careers. I think I might be better off at home, just dreaming of those adventures, and writing them down. With happy endings at all. I'd like to note that the others mentioned how much they love listening to your stories. So did Theo. Maybe I should take Ray's advice and really continue my life the way Theo would have wanted me. It's the safer route for sure. And if that's what you want, then why shouldn't you? On another note, how about a drink to wind down a little? Sure, why not? Any specific wishes? Surrounds me with something that'll keep me focused on writing. And to ward off distracting thoughts. Nothing easier than that. Steel tonic. That ain't gonna work. And steel tonic is defense. Yes. A drink for the upcoming best-selling author. Very sweet. Thank you very much. Oh, this tastes absolutely delightful. I can already feel the worlds aligning, impatiently waiting to be written down. And there's the ad break, which I wasn't paying attention to. All right, everybody, we're going to BRB, and so nobody misses anything. Be back in a minute. Technically 3. All right, ad break is over, so let's jump back in. Ah. I could already feel their words aligning, impatiently waiting to be reading down. Don't mention it, I'm always happy to help. Speaking of which, have you by any chance heard of Melina, the famous detective? As it happens, I have. You get to know quite a lot of people when you run a tavern, you know. Have you seen her recently? Wait, no, that was me, wasn't it? Yes. Have you seen her recently? Sadly, not in a while, no. I last saw her a week ago, if not two. How curious that you'd also know her. Being such a well-known detective is a fantastic source of inspiration and exciting stories. Heard stories of her solving cases and the lost familiars of Zopord. Yes, she solved the case along her trusty assistant. Ah, how inspiring. I'd love to hear her tale. Love to tell her tale someday. Maybe I'll combine it with some of the rumors I've heard about one mysterious place in the southwest of Fasoa. No? What might that one be? It's a wizard tower! A magical place full of puzzles, mysteries, and magic. I've heard tales of it harboring hundreds of books containing lost and forbidden knowledge. That's not all. There are treasures of unfathomable value and magical trinkets as well. What an exciting thought for a young detective to stumble upon a place like that. Definitely a story I'd read. Promise to send me a copy, please. Oh, but of course. I'll deliver it to you myself. You know, even if it might be a few years apart, seeing her reminded me of my own childhood. Sure, the circumstances are completely different, and I was never allowed to wander out by myself. But she seemed a little lonely. Just like me back then. Always looking for my own adventures, though she found them in the real world while I relied on books. I'm glad she found an assistant to keep her company. The life of a detective can certainly be a lonely one. I mean, I also had Theo to keep me company, but it doesn't matter anymore, does it? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, well, Melly has been missing since the Twilight Flood. Oh, fuck! You've got to be joking! Sadly not. No, I'm sorry. No, that can't be true. I really hope nothing happened to her. She's so young, so small! What if she also... Now, there's no need to panic just yet. Easy for you to say, isn't it? Your friend didn't die in your arms. You didn't have to witness his life fade from his eyes. Don't jump to conclusions now, Archie. There are no clues indicating what happened to Melina. We also shouldn't expect the worst. She might be small, but she's tough. Trust me. You're right. Sorry. Let's just hope for the best. I couldn't bear writing another tragedy. Oh, what a great time for Kumo to show up. Kumo, it's great to see you.
I've solved it.
Solved what?
My parent problem. I've solved it.
And how did you do that?
It's simple. I'm here to ask you to write up and hand out a quest for me. A quest to find them and to kill them.
I'm sorry, did you say kill them? Gonna head to bed? Have a good night, Fable. Or Sable. God. Sorry. Have a good night, Sable. Sweet dreams.
Yes.
Why do you want to kill your parents?
Isn't it obvious?
You can't say that it is.
Their death is what sent me on the bleak path that my life is. It led me towards my destiny, my purpose.
Which would be stealing, revenge, edginess?
Darkness.
Of course.
Now that they're back, it's messing up my aesthetic purpose.
Right.
So I must take my destiny back into my own hands.
Why not talk this through instead?
Talking doesn't solve anything.
It might make you feel a little better. And a little less murderous?
No. I must embrace who I am, and for that, they must die. So please, a quest. Have it done quickly.
As you wish, I'll set it up for you. Wait, I'll actually do that for him? What the fuck? The only solution to your parents faking their death is to hire a hitman, clearly. Fingers crossed this will pass through use protection.
Thank you. I shall leave you to it.
Before you go, how about a drink for the road? Maybe one that'll have you talking about something other than killing your parents?
Yes, I shouldn't allow them a warning, so I must be deceitful about my feelings.
I'll see what I can do for you. Alright, let's... No, not Sunrise Peak. That's the wrong one. Yeah, I need a charisma. I need 1,000 wins. That ain't gonna work. Maybe this will help your heart a little.
It feels nice. Really warm. Like a hug.
Do you need a hug, Kumo?
I need to go.
Stay safe out there.
Sure.
And, Kumo?
Yes.
Have you talked to Fable?
Yesterday, yes. They left to find Millie.
I see. Good luck with your parents.
I don't need luck. I need vengeance.
Does he need help? Do you want to help them kill their parents? Pardon me? No, of course not. I meant psychological help. They don't look they're doing well, if I might say. He's always quite broody and mysterious, but their parents being really alive threw them off track. You wouldn't think that's a bad thing, really. And now they want to kill them, just because it doesn't fit the backstory they came up with? This is the possibility for a happy ending to the otherwise dark story. Please don't tell me you're actually going to set up a quest to assassinate them. I am but a mere innkeeper to this tavern. I'm just following Kumo's wishes. I would have expected you to have a little more backbone, or moral standards, so to speak. Especially after everything that's happened, and the advice you gave me. What about Kumo, the people Kumo's actions would leave behind, grieving and mourning? Those were your words, right? I tried to stop him. But I don't think I can get them to talk to their parents right now. You heard them. And that's exactly why there's still hope. What? I don't understand. Kumo won't take the quest on himself. So there'll be someone else that can talk to his parents. That sounds like a really questionable plan, if I may say so. It'll work out, I'm sure of it. Most likely it won't be a very difficult quest, especially not if you know your way with words. As a nobleman like you would, for example. Oh! Well, I'm certain this isn't a quest for me, though I could probably do it. What if the situation actually escalates into violence? I don't know if I could handle that very well. No pressure. I just wanted to make you an offer. Do you want a different quest then? Weren't you listening? I don't think I want to be an adventurer anymore. Hearing Kumo now has just amplified my doubts. I never want to have to kill anyone. Being a murderer is not how I envision my life to be. Of course not. But I also don't know what direction my life is heading on. Is headed from now on. My heart is so full of grief. This might only be a tale, but there's this place of infinite knowledge. Oh? Are you by any chance talking about the Subterranean caves in the plane of Ur. I've read so many stories about them. A hidden yet wondrous place. I really doubt a guy immortal like me could ever walk there. But I've heard you can get there through the Twilight Chasm. Innkeeper, do you think that's true? There's a portal to Ur somewhere in the Twilight Chasm? Maybe. This world is full of wonders, after all. And since the Twilight Realm arose from Ur's dreams, I'd say it isn't completely unlikely. Just thinking about the caves makes my heart beat faster, my fingertips itch. Maybe I should write a little story about them. Time to write down some keywords or I might lose my ideas. You know, I don't think you need Ur to lead you. Your heart already knows what it wants to do. You really think so? Yes, it's quite obvious, actually. How about you go write down those keywords now? This might already be an upcoming bestseller. Oh, you really are a sweet talker, aren't you? Thank you for your advice. Goodbye, Innkeeper. Until next time, Archie. Quest time or nighttime? Nighttime. Good evening, Carolyn. Evening. Has boredom already caught up with you again? It's always on my trail. Guessing this quest is still free? Not for much longer, it seems. Haven't had enough of the undead yet. I've had enough of losing to them. I want a rematch. There's no rematch for what happened. I know. But I won't let anyone else lose more people to them. I thought you'd be looking for Melly instead. Can't say I'm not worried about the little gal. But Fable's already on it. I trust him. And I trust Melly too. To come back, I mean. She promised me we'd see each other again soon. I'm learning to believe in people's words. You should too. I do. But trust is a scary thing. Everything's scary if Fable's to be believed. Might as well pick the fun horrors to commit to. Like the undead? Exactly. I also gotta check up on my cousin. Those undead snails are sounding a lot more concerning right now. At least they're even slower than the regular undead. Very calming, thanks. Want to take Archie along again? He might be the calming presence you're seeking. Under no circumstances. No. What if you get bored? He has very good stories to tell. Shut up. How will we talk about what drink you want then? Well, dearie me, my dearest acquaintances. Innkeeper, Dame Carolyn, you both look radiant today. What are we radiating? I shan't say as it would be too rude. How polite of you. How are you doing, Scully? Oh, just wonderful. Yesterday I had the most delightful tea party with Sir Alphonse and Lady Frostgrip. Ooh, undead this close to Carolyn. She does not like. Alphonse and I were able to learn so much about the times we missed thanks to the young blacksmith prodigy. The world is truly an exciting and beautiful one. And by tomorrow the vampire will have forgotten all about it. But that merely means he'll get to remember again. How marvelous. The endless pursuit of learning is a wonder in and of itself. Speaking of learning, if you'll allow me, I'd like to learn about how you're doing this fine day of ours, Dame Carolyn. You look a little spent, and I would hate to be intruding on your space. Huh. I'm just exhausted by all these people and their constant talking. You're good, though. Ain't your fault. I understand. The social aspects of life can be exhausting, as they come with so many rules and obstacles one must traverse. But throughout this overwhelming obstacle course of moral interactions, we could find many magnificent treasures. And a lot of them make these efforts worthwhile. Like quests. I was thinking about friends, but quests are good too. No, oh God. I'm getting them all mixed up. Are you heading out on a quest? Yeah. Oh, what's the cause? An unusual amount of undead creatures are haunting Fessoa lately. Especially near the Pale Woods. Carolyn is going to check on that. An undead gathering in the Pale Woods? But why so? Is there a convention, perhaps? No, it sounds more like a violent type of crowd. Oh, unfortunate. It seems like this sentiment is common among my compatriots. Sense and sensibilities are often lost when you're ripped from the afterlife without your soul attached to your body. You don't have a soul. You got a lot of personality for that to be true. Oh, that's very kind of you to say, but I'm afraid I'm a mere fragment of a former self. It's an opportunity to find a new self, then. Oh, what a sweet promise. Still, it's strange to have everything you once were forgotten. How can you forgotten when you're here? We will remember you as you are now. I'm sure that people did your former self. I hope I shall grow into a pleasant memory then, as well as a pleasant presence. You already are. That makes my non-present soul very happy to hear. Dame Carolyn, would you mind me tagging along your quest? It sounds like a haven of fascinating research, and I've not been able to indulge in that pastime for a long while. Sure, come along. Skeleton should be great help in wiping out a bunch of undead. Wiping out? By no means should that be our approach. We should study them, or strike up a civilized conversation. With enough charisma, I'm sure we can remind them of their mortal consciences. Don't be ridiculous, they'll rip us apart. I can simply ask the Inkeeper for some additional defense in case they need some initial convincing. I can even offer you some frost armor to go along with it. A few frozen pine cones here and there, and you'll have a little bit more of a buffer if your words don't take hold. Excellent idea! Or we just fight them, smash the bones together until they stop moving. No offense, Scully. None taken. I believe a clever approach would be to rely on speed. Unawakened undead are rather slow, so we should be able to embrace this possible advantage. Dexterity, then. And defense. You're right on track with that one. Maybe I should suggest adding some Morganite Lotus Flower to this combination? Much like Citron, it will bless your weapon strikes, and it will lend you some of the power of the great dragons. The undead are incredibly vulnerable to holy attacks. Indeed we are. The power of the dragons is a difficult one to harness. Impressed by your capabilities, Inkeeper. I think your delight should be aimed towards the magical ingredients. To dilute them in such a way is quite a skill in itself. Is choosing our approach to this. We should leave this up to him, correct? Yeah, you figure it out, Inkeeper. Some additional defense is given. What should we rely on? Charisma or dexterity? And don't forget those wonderful infusions of yours. I would never. Fuck. I did actually hit a fail condition for the last one. Three dexterity, one defense. That would have to be a swift strike. Or charisma with defense. Which would be what exactly? Yeah, because the undead are like eating plants, which is a little weird. I kind of want to know why that's happening instead of just the murder, death, smash. So frosted pine cones, huh? A spoken heart. Odd recipe, but it works. It fulfills the conditions. Hope I'm not wrong. I'd like to think that not all of these souls or bodies are fully lost. If you can save even one of them, it'll be worth it. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for your faith in us, Inkeeper. Ugh, I guess I'll give 'em a chance. If they start gnawing on your bones, I won't hold back. Well, I'm counting on it. Come on, let's make some new friends. Enjoy your travels, your conversations, and your battles. New quest. Wizards abandoned a magic tower. Allegedly, it's full of stuff. Okay, I'm actually gonna pull this back a bit here. We're gonna do that, but I'm pretty sure I have another one available. The Twilight Flood brought more to Fasoa than just the waters of Primordial Sea. In particular, two long-lost air echoes who had faked their own deaths and abandoned their only child. Now their kid is out for revenge and longs to have them killed. Hello, phone. And longs to have them killed, as the fate of their tragic backstory wills it. These renegade parents were last seen in Bakram near the Wadden Sea, so any bounty hunter should probably start there. Okay, there is more. Okay, the crepes one is not useful. Plane of Ur. Mission magically impossible. The Wizard of Morlia has abandoned his tower on Well Morlia, a small island near Niverduff and Dalwell. As is custom for a wizard's tower, it's to be full of alluring treasures, gold, magic items, forbidden knowledge, and spells. Anything to your looting heart's desires. But be warned, the wizard is known to have loved puzzles, mischief, and contraptions. So don't forget to check for traps. Okay, so it was the two. Oh, that was 2 super short days. I'm so worried right now. In pursuit of entropy. We've done 3 days today. 3 days tonight. So I might call it here, because this seems like an incredibly good time to save my ass. Pursuit of entropy. Because, yeah, I don't know where we're going from this point. So, yeah. Let's look for somebody to raid. Let's see. raid Malice again? Malice Irish. She changed her name. Is that, or you know what? Let's go somewhere a little bit different tonight. There's somebody reading old Nintendo Power magazines. Nice streamer. So we will go raid them because it's a little bit more cozy and chill. Because Iris is definitely playing a Soulsborne game. As is her wont, but... So, let's go raid. There's that cough back. Alright, so let's get a raid started for Aito. And thank you all for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful time tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever it is in your part of the world. Take care, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow night for a Just Chatting stream. Bye-bye, everybody.